Mahamudu Bawumia after a third attempt with Nana Akufo-Addo. The New Patriotic Party won the 2016 elections with a landslide margin. GBC 24's Winifred Ifum profiles Dr. Bawumia.
He is an economist, a banker, and the Vice President-elect of Ghana. He will assume office on 7 January 2017. Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia was one time a deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana until his nomination as the vice presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, NPP, in 2008, standing alongside presidential candidate Nana Akufo-Addo. Shortly after the 2008 election, Dr. Bawumia resigned as deputy governor at the Bank of Ghana. He was renominated as the NPP vice presidential candidate in the 2012 general elections. Nana Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia lost the presidential elections to President John Dramani Mahama. Dr. Bawumia was the lead witness for the petitioners in the 2012-2013 presidential election petition, which challenged the declaration of President John Mahama as winner of the election. Though the party lost the case at the Supreme Court, Dr. Bawumia's emphasis on the pink sheet as his source document during the court proceedings earned him the nickname Dr. Pink Sheet.
I'm going to ask you to identify this pink sheet from MA Primary School Asokwa.
Yeah, that is true. I do not find overvoting on this form.
You do not find overvoting on that form, but that is included in paragraph 50 of your affidavit, which refers to 196 polling stations where instances of combined constitutional and statutory violations, malpractices, and irregularities in the nature of overvoting. That overvoting allegation is in error, is it not?
Well, for this particular pink sheet, yes, but I want to see if we are still actually relying on this particular sheet.
Though no scientific research was conducted about his ratings, Dr. Bawumia's ratings surged, and coupled with his loyalty to the New Patriotic Party, he was renominated by the flag bearer of the NPP, Nana Akufo-Addo, the third time as his running mate for the 2016 elections. And in the lead-up to the 2016 elections, he gave lectures and symposiums on the Ghanaian economy and what he thinks should be done to address the challenges facing it.
One of the reasons the John Mahama government has given for requesting the IMF bailout was to help it regain policy credibility. 2 years after the IMF program, however, the government's policy credibility is still in tatters, if not worse. The recent attempted Eurobond issue is an example of the loss of policy credibility. After 4 successive Eurobond issues in 2007, 2013, 2014, and 2015, the attempt by government to issue another Eurobond in 2016 was rebuffed by investors who have become increasingly skeptical of the Ghana story.
In one of the lectures, he said Ghana will have no option than to go to the IMF for a bailout, but this was denied by the government of the day. However, after a couple of months, in April 2015, Ghana went to the Bretton Woods Institution for a $918 million support, which will end in 2017.
The government simply used the bond proceeds to finance its deficit rather than refinancing the debt as it said it would in the prospectus to the bond issue. This undermines credibility. As a result of the lack of policy credibility, Ghana is now having to borrow at very high interest rates on the Eurobond market, and it's amongst the highest in the world. And this is not only affecting government, it's also affecting the interest rates that the private sector is able to raise on the international market.
When the green light was given for political parties to campaign, he led a team which was basically stationed in the northern and upper east and upper west regions. The reason was to offset some of the losses the party recorded in the 2008 and 2012 elections. His efforts paid off tremendously, And for the first time, the NPP won a number of seats in the Upper West region, Northern region, and in the Upper East region. At the close of the December 7 polls, the NPP for the first time won 170 seats, with some jokingly saying the number of seats won ties into the 170 questions posed by Dr. Bawumia during his lectures in November 2016 on the economy. Dr. Bawumia's father, Alhaji Mumuni Bawumia, was a teacher, lawyer and politician, a Mampugu royal and a paramount chief of the Periga traditional area at the time of his death in September 2002. He was a founding member of the Northern People's Party. The Northern People's Party, together with the National Liberation Movement and other opposition political parties, later merged into the United Party, the forebear of the current New Patriotic Party. Born into a large family, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia was the 12th of his father's 18 children and the second of his mother's 5. After graduating from Tamale Secondary School, he went to the United Kingdom, where he studied banking and obtained the Chartered Institute of Bankers Diploma, ACIB. He obtained a first-class honors degree in economics at Buckingham University in 1987. He then obtained a master's degree in economics at Lincoln College, Oxford, and obtained a PhD in economics at the Simon Fraser University, Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, in 1995. His areas of specialization include macroeconomics, international economics, development economics, and monetary policy. He served as an economist at the Research Department of the International Monetary Fund in Washington, D.C., USA. He has won many awards and scholarships, including Young Researcher Award, Baylor University, Texas, USA, Best Economic Student, Department of Economics, University of Buckingham, and a Fellow of the Chartered Institute of Bankers, FCIB, in 2007. He is married to Samira Bawumia and they have 4 children.